Broadcasting from the Teddy Belanger studio in Rome, New York. Welcome into episode 96 of the Avetts and Beyond. And boy, we're closing in on 100. I'm excited.
Certainly are.
Hey, I am Todd Emanuele. Ryan Boyle's alongside of me, and we have a very special guest joining us this week from the band Strawberry Flats. Hannah Giardino is here. Hannah, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure.
Of course. Now, this was the suggestion of Ryan because you guys happen to be co-workers, but and I think I learned I wasn't supposed to mention this, but Ryan mentioned that he's your boss. Is that right?
Don't make it weird, Todd.
Right off the bat, I'm making it weird.
I'll have to send you to my press people and let you.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a good answer. I like that because you totally avoided the question. So we'll leave work out of this, but we may get back into it at some point. I don't know. We'll see. So the band, Strawberry Flats, tell me about the band, how long it's been around, what your role is in it. You can see the picture behind me. There's more than just you. So tell me about the band.
We started in 2021, late 2021, when I met my husband, Tony, and we met on a dating app, and he was playing guitar, and
Really?
on his thing, on his like profile, and I was like, oh, he plays guitar, that's cool, maybe we could hang out. So anyway, we never stopped hanging out. And so I don't know, we just started playing music together, and then we both like bluegrass and old time music, so we started getting out in the Central Texas bluegrass like community. It's a really big community of people that really love bluegrass, and I think y'all are familiar with that culture, being Avett fans, and some of that like overlap. So we like started meeting other musicians, and unfortunately I need to get a better band picture. That's my favorite picture of us, but we actually have a bass player now and a fiddle player who are not pictured there. But the two guys bookending myself and my husband, we found them in the Central Texas bluegrass community, and now I'm on like the board of like the bluegrass nonprofit organization here. So it's been a lot of fun, and I don't know.
I picked a picture that the whole band was not in.
There we go. No, I love this picture. You know why I love this picture, Hannah? I think you this is, what is it called? A tintype?
Tintype, yeah. It's wild, man. If you get one, if you can, just for the experience, I love it. It's just a burst of heat right in your face, and then this like beautiful.
So this is like the old timey photo that they, it's I don't even know how to describe it, but I imagine it's like the old timey Western movie where you've like, you're flashing it onto the material.
Is there like a proof of smoke and everything like you see in
I think so. Like, I mean, it really was hot. Like, he was like, don't move or blink. And then it just, you sit there and it's like, and there's just this, it's literally like a hard surface, and he pours this like chemical on it.
I remember last year the Avett brothers had, at the concert I went to in Canandaigua, they had a photographer, and I can't think of his name right now, but he put out shots for sale. They're still for sale on their website, and they were tintype pictures. And he did like a whole set before the show. It was they're really cool. I didn't hear the background story of how the pictures were taken, though. That's neat.
Yeah,
but it's really old timey.
I want to ask a quick question about the name of your band, because I did what every good nerd does, and I went to ask AI, what does Strawberry Flats mean? Now, being a Southerner like you, I had an idea, but it was interesting. It gave me three answers. It said, number one, well, I'm going to tell you the three answers, and then I'm going to have y'all guess which what order they were in.
Okay.
It's a berry container, which is a fresh market flat of berries, sometimes referred to as a tray. So that's the literal definition. It usually contains baskets, and has like pint baskets, or they call them hallocks of berries. That's how you get your strawberries when you go to the farm. The second definition was a song by the band Little Feat on their album Rad Gumbo. I don't know if anybody knew that. The third definition was a bluegrass band from Austin, Texas.
Nuh-uh.
Is it really?
Yes, and it said they have released music on streaming platforms. Strawberry Flats has an Instagram page, and it gave me the link to it. It said vocals were by Hannah, guitar by Tony, and mandolin by Kyle James. This is a funny thing. It said Banger, not Banjo, by Noah Griffin.
What? Oh my gosh!
Uh,
Wait a minute.
based by Lennox Nichols. I don't know if all these things are even right because you just said you have some new band members maybe that I
Yeah.
haven't seen before. But it was interesting. Now tell me what order you think those are in, priority order.
I mean, I think it's probably maybe the song, the definition, and then our band.
Drum roll, please. I'm going to show you. All right. You're going to be pleased to know that the number one choice is your band.
Wow, look at
Wait,
that.
is that real?
This is real. This is Google right now using their AI.
Because this is so crazy. Wait,
This
this
is the
is
AI summary.
how. Hold on now, because it is literally right. Like the banjo, Linux. Oh my gosh! Wait, because this is from Instagram. Like these are their Instagram
Yeah,
handles.
it says generative AI is experimental. I can like it or not like it, and I can export it. So it's cool
Oh
stuff.
my
Well, this tells
word!
me that you must be doing something right with your social
You
media because
must
that's
be.
popping up as
Thank
number
you
one.
for
Yeah.
this like extreme.
This is like the new SEO. Like and this is what I mean, not to talk
No
about work, but
kidding.
I just came, Hannah knows this because we talked today. I just went to a conference about AI and it was talking about, the browsers and search and everything's going to be replaced by AI agents. And here you go. It's doing its
That
job.
is so wild. I'm gonna have to show Tony that because I am all over the internet. I mean, literally, like I get off work, I rest for a little bit, and then I tell everybody I'm like, it's second shift. I'm going to
Uh-huh.
like schedule content or like make a banjo video or whatever. Like I'm all over the internet. So I guess it paid off.
And you know what? Your social media is very entertaining too. I've been watching
Oh,
and
thank
paying
you.
attention. I'm really enjoying all the videos that you do.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate you watching them because it's a lot of work. As somebody who's doing, this type of content, it's a lot of work. So when somebody's watching it,
It's nice. Nice
yeah,
when you get that
yeah,
that response there that people are actually paying attention to it.
yeah.
All right. So has anyone ever called you or your band Rascal Flats? I had to ask that because
We
I think
don't
of flats.
get. Sorry, I didn't interrupt you, but
No, it's okay.
we do get. You know what we get? We don't get Rascal Flats. We get Strawberry Fields.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes
Oh,
sense too.
People have introduced us as Strawberry Fields multiple times, and I'm like, whatever. I guess we'll just roll with it.
Yeah, what do you do if they introduce you like that? You just play, obviously, but
Yeah, I think a couple of times I've been like, "Yeah, thanks, we're Strawberry Flats." Like, just trying not to be too, I don't know. I understand that it's kind of a mix up there, but Strawberry Fields. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, yeah. We get a lot of, yeah. I don't think we've ever been called Rascal Flats, but maybe.
sorry, now it's going to start happening because I mentioned
I
it.
know
I
you've
apologize.
cursed us. Thanks a
you've
lot.
planted the seed now. Thanks, Todd.
Yeah, I apologize. This stuff happens to me all the time too.
Yeah, yeah.
So my bad.
That's okay. That's all right.
So you guys just played a pretty big show, or you did well, a few things. You were talking South by Southwest here first, but you've had a couple of things pop up in the last couple of weeks. Tell
Yes.
me about the whole South by Southwest and South by Southgrass. Is that also included in
Yeah.
that?
Yeah. So South by Southgrass was the brainchild of my good friend Rose, who her band is Valley Flower. And we also met through the Central Texas bluegrass community. And um we kind of like worked together to pull that event off last year, and she had kind of just like, she's like, let's just go for it. So we did it at this really small coffee shop, and then we got like 400 people out, and we were like, okay, I guess we're doing this again. And so we got buy-in from Radio, which is a really big coffee shop here in Austin. It's not even really fair to call it a coffee shop because they actually have multiple locations, and they have this beautiful stage at their newer location. So we were just like, we need somewhere to hold more people and maybe just up level the event a little bit. So yeah, so we had it at Radio East in Austin, and like they're hosting a lot of really cool acts. Like this month, bluegrass wise, they have Della May. Next month they're having like Bronwyn Keith Hines. Like they're just doing a lot of really cool stuff, and they love bluegrass. Radio South has hosted Austin's best kind of longest running bluegrass night for like over a decade. And oh yeah, there's the little highlights here. So yeah, it was like such a beautiful day, and like I don't want to sit here and tell you all the ugly details of how it got to be, but it, we had actually a really fun time planning it, and that day we had 1,000 people. So we opened Strawberry Flats us. Oh, there we are. We opened, and then 8 other bands went after us to kind of like it's a full day unofficial event. And I love unofficial South by events because I've never really done a lot of South by stuff until last year and now this year, and I'm fully in on like touring every unofficial event because there's so much cool stuff.
How many unofficial events are there? I'm not really familiar.
Ryan probably knows better than I do. I feel like it's the limit does not exist.
Yeah, there's a whole movement of people that just go up to Austin and go to the unofficial events, and they call it going to South by badgeless. There's a whole badgeless community.
Yeah.
So you can go to parties, you can go to meetups, so South by Southwest for the uninitiated is in March every year, and it's actually 3 different festivals in one. It's what they call interactive, which is all the digital nerds, all the like people talking about technology. Then you've got music, then you've got film, and it's all it's like a 2-week span, I guess, and they kind of overlap, but they're kind of separate. And I've done it a few times because of work. I've done it a few times. I actually came down and did the whole thing, music, film, and interactive one time. It's really interesting.
Now there's like all this, and I have not fact checked what's going on, but I guess they're taking away some portion of the music weekend and they're shortening the whole South by Southwest. I don't know, but I feel like based on my experience with South by Southgrass, which, we'll definitely do again next year, and like all the other stuff I did, we don't need the music weekend because I think there's just so many cool things that people do as a result of the
I
whole
gotta show y'all.
Oh.
If anybody can see, I'm wearing my official 2010. This is my favorite shirt. This is a
wait, is that the year you went to Luck?
Official South by from 2010. Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, I don't want to jump the gun on Luck.
Yeah, we'll talk about
We'll
Luck.
get to that. We'll get to that.
It's really fun. The whole thing's fun. I mean,
yeah.
Austin is a blast. I don't know what it's like to live there, but it's fun to visit.
So all the unofficial events, are they all music related, or is it a little bit of all the stuff you're talking about? Is it a mix of everything?
It's a mix.
Yeah,
it's a mix.
Fans.
I don't get out much, so I don't.
There are a bunch of like brand activations and things too. So you can really spend your whole week just going to what they call the brand activations and I was really jealous because last year, actually, Hannah and I were there for work, like shooting with an influencer. We were shooting videos behind the scenes for our day job. And there was this whole activation that they like take over bars or take over venues, and companies will implement like pop-up studios. Or in the case last year, there was a bar or a venue they had taken over for the TV to launch the TV show Fallout.
Oh, yeah.
Amazon, and it was this whole like immersive experience. I think this year that I went, and I'm really into the movie stuff. I'm a movie nerd. They had like taken over and recreated the Bates Motel, and you could like sleep in it, and it was like
no
really
kidding.
creepy.
Yeah,
that's cool.
And this year I was jealous to not be there because they did a whole experience around the new TV show for Alien. There's going to be an Alien Earth TV show.
Oh, I don't even think I
and
knew
they
that.
did a whole immersive thing around that. So it's really like there's so much going on that you can't keep track.
That's cool. Oh, maybe someday I'll get down there for that.
But tell me, Hannah, to bring it back to music, Hannah, you were saying you were hoping that like South by Grass becomes like becomes a thing out of this, right?
Yeah, I mean, really, I think last year was so successful that it like got people excited to do it again this year. And then when we took it to radio, at the end of the day, like not even at the end of the day, before the day was over, the main guy at radio, the sound guy, he was like, we need to lock this in for next year. Like he immediately was like, we've got to lock this in. Like, so, I want to give so many like, snaps to Rose because she was the one that kind of thought of this. And then, we've just become really good friends over these past couple of years. And so I feel like it's the embodiment of the bluegrass community in Austin because it is such a tight-knit community and bluegrass people never know when to stop playing. So, it's just like we had jams. That's a jam that was kind of between sets while they were getting the other band on stage. And that's our friends, Roman Lauren, and like, yeah, I mean, you can see like people brought their instruments. So even if they weren't getting on stage, like,
Oh, that's interesting.
yeah. Oh, there I am. There's my sunburn.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I have a
Sunscreen is important, everyone.
pillow-shaped sunburn. That's great. I'm still
But your
recovering.
lighting is so awesome in your
Yeah.
studio there.
Thank you. It's a very cheap ring light.
I just have to compliment you. The vibe of your, like, I know you as on, on a Zoom call, Hannah, and when to see the vibe of the band is like such a cool thing. That like the 10 type photo that we were showing earlier is wonderful, but like I'm just enthralled with, like you said, the culture and the aesthetic.
Yeah. You just, you've seen it in action, Ryan. I know, like, just being in Austin and having come to a couple of other bluegrass things, and it's just like, yeah, it's just a community that I think a lot of people miss in this kind of modern world where we're all online. Like, it is totally in person, and people are lost in the music, and it's just. I'm sure how y'all feel about the Avetts thing. Like, you go and you're like, we're with people and we're enjoying this.
Yes, you're with your people. That's
Yes.
the way to put it.
It's a family.
Yeah.
That's a good. So that's a good thing. Maybe let's pivot and talk about fan communities really quick. Todd and I wanted to ask you about like your involvement of not just, like you said, you're like chronically online and hustling for the band, but you're also helping other musicians. You're like, you and I was telling Todd this off camera, but like you and I were trying to collaborate on doing a talk about this at South by, and it didn't get accepted. But tell me more about the workshops that you're doing to help other musicians.
Yeah, I like had this thought that, even though I love, what I do as a day job, and I'm not just saying that because my boss is on the call. I do think it's interesting.
Careful.
It's interesting work in its own way, but there's something really powerful about like nurturing creative communities and people that, like, honestly, and I mean this in the most loving way, most musicians I meet are terrible at social media. Like, they don't understand it. They feel like it's a creative blocker. And I think that it can be true because it can be very consuming, and you just know how much time and energy it takes to make content. So I kind of wish, or was hoping, that I could reframe as if, it's almost like your own personal venue. Like, what would you do if you could play to 1,000 people every single day? Like, that's what social media is. If you're doing it well and right, I mean, you can play to 1,000 people. I've had a video very recently get 70,000 views organically. I didn't pay anything for it, and it took me 200 videos to get that, but like, in the end, there was a payoff for me, and I've seen that happen. And so I really just wanted to show some of my like fellow artists who I think are so talented, and they write such beautiful music. And I'm like, nobody knows who you are until you put yourself out there. And this is such a powerful way to do it. It's kind of democratizing this system. Like Ryan and I were kind of hoping to talk about at a South by Southwest session, but manifesting for next year. Anyway, that's a mouthful, but yeah, that's kind of where I was like going with it. And so I've done one official workshop, and I've done a lot of like personal one-on-one sessions just with people that I know, because, a lot of people are like, please just hold my hand and like show me exactly what to do, and then I promise I'll do it. And a lot of people have, like, some of my good friends have, and others are like, can you hold my hand one more time, and like then I'll do it.
Great point. It's like social media is something that doesn't necessarily come natural, but that's a good analogy. I knew somebody that made an author I knew that runs a influencer agency here in Raleigh. He said that social media is like a cocktail party. You've got to kind of like make it, like you said, make it, as natural as you can, because your goal is to connect with people. What do you think? So last question on this. Do you think what they used to refer to as the Bieber effect is still a thing for musicians? Like, is that what you're striving for with like trying to build your TikTok audience or something like that?
Is that referring to just like how Justin Bieber blew up on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You're like looking to go. Are you looking to go viral? I guess this is another way to put it. Are you looking to go viral and quote unquote make it? Or are you just trying to build that community fan by fan?
I think it's more the fan by fan thing. Like, partly it's like I'm not trying to like age myself or be like I'm too old for this, but it's just more like I'm old enough to like I'm not chasing some like giant thing, but I also have such a passion for this, and I know a lot of my like peers sort of in the same genre or same kind of stage of life as I am. They're just kind of like, I just want this to feel like I'm making progress on like my craft and like connecting with people. And I think that's pretty much what I hear from most people. And I think it's not really about like, oh, I'm like minimizing my potential to get seen and heard by much bigger audiences. It's just more like I try really hard not to get lost in that because it is a monster. And I think the internet's just so different than it was when little baby Justin Bieber, who obviously paid some pretty hefty prices for his young fame. I don't know. It's interesting because the internet has changed, and there was like a period of time when TikTok was like, oh, you post once, everybody will know your name. And now it's like, okay, like next, you just, and TikTok is cruel. I have to like really coach my friends on like, don't let it eat you alive. Cause I had that video, the one I'm talking about that had 70,000 views. My next 3 videos got like 200. So
it depends on that algorithm a lot.
it
Whatever
does.
gets
And the
picked
thing
up.
is like I posted very similar stuff. I posted responses to comments on that semi-viral video. Didn't matter. It didn't matter.
Yeah, you just never know. Never know what's going to happen.
I think you got your heart in the right place, though. Yeah.
My heart's in the right place. I think that's my short answer. Like,
and your music is great.
Thank you.
It really is, and that should get people's attention more than anything. But your social media is good. I like it. It's
Thank you.
entertaining. What is it like balancing a full-time job and being a musician? I mean, we kind of talked about it. It's got to be kind of exhausting. No?
No, it is because there are areas of my life that suffer, like sleep, and like I don't dare show you the state of my office because it's like my hoarder room. So if people come over, I'm like, just shove everything in there. We live a normal life. Our house is clean. Yeah, I think there's definitely. I'm kind of in my if not now when era because I'm like, okay, what am I sacrificing? Like my thriving community and like music, kind of side career, or I'm gonna have like folded laundry. Like those are the things that I like on a day-to-day basis. I'm like, okay, maybe I'll hire somebody to come clean my house someday. I don't know. But stuff like that.
Folded laundry, what's that?
I know. Thank you. Let's make a shirt.
We live out of laundry.
You just have to designate who gets what chair to like lay
exactly. Exactly. Like it's clean. It's just not folded.
Right.
My entire family lives out of laundry baskets, and we have forever. So
it just, you have to let off the gas somewhere, and the laundry is one of those things. And then like, I also have a daughter, and so she's a very active child. She's in high school, so I have to there's just a lot. There's always something going on. And then like last week we were just trying to get out and network and meet people and kind of enjoy the atmosphere of South by. So like, no sleep.
You can sleep when you're dead, right?
Right. The Lady Gaga sound where she's like club, another club, no sleep. That's just on loop here. So
it's all good. So who are some of your big musical influences in your life?
I love this question because somebody asked me this and I like had to really pause because I think it's like so easy to say Sierra Farrell because I do love her and I do love like she's like my style muse. I love just a lot of the stuff that she does.
She's
but like honestly, I try to step out of the music space to find inspiration because I was raised I was very poor as a kid and like Southern rural upbringing, etc. Tale as old as time. And so like I think more I look around, I like to look at like the invisible people in the world that like maybe aren't as seen. Even like we were at Whitehorse for South by Southwest for an event last week, and I just noticed like not that anybody was doing anything terrible. I don't want to like throw anybody under the bus, but it was just like, oh, everybody's having the best time and there's beer cans and they're smoking and there's just all this like stuff going on. And then there's just this guy like fighting for his life, just trying to like pick up the beer cans and keep the space clean. And he just looked kind of beat down and he was obviously like, nobody was really paying any attention to their actions and how it was impacting his ability to do his job. And so I don't know. I hate to even say that because I don't know how it comes off, but like, I don't know. The people that get our packages to us without even a second thought of like, oh, I need something real quick. Let me order it. Like, who's doing that? Who's doing that job? And like, what are they getting paid for it? Those are the things that I think about. Now we're getting deep into the old
grind,
deep, yeah.
the onslaught of nonstop consumerism. Yes.
Yeah.
Do you write songs about stuff like that?
Oh yeah, I love like labor music and like union. Like, give me some Pete Seeger and some
Nice.
like
Yeah.
Hazel Dickens has this like hard hitting songs for hard hit people. Just because that's like what I was raised by. So like our song "Beggars Union," that is like my attempt at like a Seeger song, and basically it's about the never ending cycle of hard labor for like a low income, working class person. So very inspired by my own upbringing, and like, I kind of broke that. I don't work like a blue collar job, so it's not lived experience, but that's something that I'm really passionate about.
Are you a lyrics first person or a melody first person when you're writing a song?
For me, it's lyrics because I'm just learning really how to read and write music. I'm starting to get better at that. My husband, Tony, he basically writes all of the music. Like
Okay.
the actual music. And so a lot of times I'll write some lyrics and then I'll say, okay, I have these lyrics. And sometimes he's already kind of got like a little bench of like, oh, I wrote this little thing and I think it'll fit this.
Oh, nice.
And then I'll find the melody. Like we'll just play through it, 10 times.
I like this. You guys work together to create
We
these
do.
songs. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I couldn't do it. Yeah, I know. I'm not giving him enough credit during this conversation. He does a lot of the like, well, we say I'm front of house and he's back of house. And now with the full band, they do a lot, like we'll practice and then they'll hear something and then they'll add a little flair.
Yeah, throw a little something extra in there.
Yeah,
That's cool.
so it's really a group effort, but like Tony and I are kind of the core like writers of the band, and we definitely do it together. And sometimes Tony goes off and writes, like we have a song Lake Superior Home that Tony wrote all, like that's all him. I can take zero credit for it, and it's like I love it. And it's like it's a good example of his ability to just go off and like write a whole song and then be like, here, I wrote this,
So of a song you've written, what's like the fastest you've ever written a song? Like, you always hear stories like, oh, I wrote that in like 5 minutes.
Gosh, I feel like everything I write is, oh, you know what? Huckleberry Wine. That's like a vintage flats. That was when it was just Tony and me. And we do have it recorded. So on our Spotify, we have a lot of home recordings. So if anybody goes and listens to those, be kind, because we did those in a closet at our house.
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah, we had to start.
You said Huckleberry Wine?
Yeah. And I wrote it because I was smitten by this cute Italian boy that I had met on the internet. And I literally just like wrote those lyrics as I was
tale as old as time.
I know.
Did you swipe right on him to get to your husband, or?
right, yeah. That's
no, she strummed right.
Yeah.
All right.
That's for the after party.
Or maybe he was strumming. Yeah, that's the okay.
Yeah. No, I wrote. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I distinctly remember just being like so like tee-hee, like he's so cute. I'm just gonna write this little song while I like, I don't know, wait for him to pick me up for a date. It was very like cliche. And then he like came up with the song, like the music to it very quickly. So yeah, gosh, that little song, we don't play it nearly as much. We actually played it this weekend at a gig that we had, and I was like, oh, we haven't played that song.
I guess that's if you're a hard, do you have hardcore fan? Because so in the Avetts community, we always debate what we want to hear that are deep cuts for a show. Because the Avetts have some songs that they'll probably play in every show, but not as many as you think. We are all, as super fans, we're always hoping that they're going to like change it up and include at least one or two deep cuts, and we're always debating what is our chase song. So I guess maybe Huckleberry Wine becomes the deep cut for your super fans.
I think it might. There's a few from our first record, Home Cooking. And we called it that because we did everything literally from, like I said, a closet. And yeah, we don't revive those songs we even talk about like, maybe someday somebody's watching this and they dig up some old like lore of Strawberry Flats. Is like, we were thinking about re-recording that whole album and calling it Seconds because it's called Home Cooking. So it'd be like,
that's really cool. That's a good idea.
Like actually
like
going
that.
to a studio. Anyway, that's a dream. So
that sounds like it should happen though. I like that.
I know.
So,
I think you're making a business plan here.
okay.
Yeah. So you're gonna play Huckleberry Wine for us right now, right?
Yeah. I wish I could.
No, man.
I wish I could. I'm sorry to your viewers.
I want to know. Okay, I got to ask before we move on. So if you had to describe, what does Huckleberry wine taste like to you?
Okay.
Deep question.
I actually Tony bought us a bottle for like our first anniversary as a gift. It's kind of bitter. It's kind of weird.
So I'm not familiar. Like you have to tell us like what it is. I was thinking you were going to make up some metaphorical thing.
No, I wish. So in my head, when I wrote that, I just love the word huckleberry. Like, isn't that a great word?
Yeah, I mean, huckleberry. Like I think about, of course, movies. So I think about the Iceman in Tombstone.
Okay, see,
that's his big line.
I feel like everybody knows the word huckleberry in some context, and it's just got, I don't know, it's a cute word. And so I just kind of like, and I needed syllables. So sometimes when you're writing songs, you're just like, how many syllables do I need to like phrase this? And so Huckleberry.
That's a good point.
And I like, if you've ever been out to any of the national parks, like out west, like which one did I go to? I went to Yellowstone. There's like bears, maybe it's Yellowstone or like Grand Teton, like those out there. There's huckleberry all over, and the bears eat it. So like,
it is. So that like makes me think about the cartoons, like the Hanna-Barbera.
Totally.
Huckleberry Hound and all that.
Yeah. Like vintage stuff. So like,
it's bitter. I thought it would be like sweet.
It had a little bit of, it was kind of just like the aftertaste was kind of like a weird kind of, I don't know, sour or bitter maybe. And
now
so
you make me want to seek it out and try it on a dare.
Okay, I'm gonna find where, I don't know where he got it, but he found
your mission is to find some for when I'm in Austin in 2 weeks.
So, okay, there you go.
Okay,
that sounds like a good mission. Okay, so we got. I promise we'll talk about the Luck reunion, but I got to get to the important questions right now. Rapid fire questions. I always do. Well, I've been starting to do rapid fire questions. What's your favorite place to eat when you're out on the road?
Oh my gosh. I will always stop at Chick-fil-A for nuggets.
Nuggets.
Okay. Favorite late night snack?
Oh, I love cereal, like an 11 or 12 p.m., like a bowl of cereal.
Yes.
I'm like a grandma too. Like Raisin Bran. Give me some Raisin Bran.
Nice.
Nothing wrong with Raisin Bran. That's good stuff. This is more for Ryan, but I want your answer too. Favorite movie of all time?
That's a big one for Ryan.
That's a whole show. No, I can't.
Jeopardy music. Do the Jeopardy music.
Oh, sorry. I thought Ryan was answering. Okay.
I can't.
Okay, my favorite movie of all time. Okay, it's a tie. It's Steel Magnolias and Father of the Bride. I have seen both of those movies.
Those are excellent choices.
Like wore the tape out on those movies. So
I will answer it. My favorite movie of all time is Alien.
Alien. All right.
Okay. That's a good one.
I have to categorize movies. Sorry. Anyhow.
Long live Sigourney Weaver.
Yes.
There you go. Favorite candy?
Oh my gosh. I love Sweet Tart Ropes.
Oh, I like those too.
Interesting.
They hurt my mouth. Like, do you eat like things that you eat that hurt your mouth, like a salt and vinegar chip? They can hurt, but it's like you just want to.
It's a good thing.
You can't stop.
So I have the same thing, except it's not ropes. And you can't find them everywhere. But when I travel, my favorite snack that I try to indulge is chewy sweet tarts. They're like super. I
love those too. Yeah. Mm-hmm. They're the giant ones.
Yes, the giant discs.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I like those too.
Yeah.
All right. Favorite potato chip flavor? Did you just tease that?
Wait, I think I did. Yeah, I like salt and vinegar. I do like a pizza Pringle too.
Ooh,
pizza Pringle.
Pizza Pringles.
Have I had those? I don't know that I've had those.
That doesn't sound natural.
No, it's not.
What are those combos? Pizza combos I've had. I like
I
those.
know a lot of people that I haven't gotten into the combos, but
Pineapple on pizza?
I'm indifferent. Right.
I've had it
We're all
once and I
good.
actually liked it. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm indifferent. I'm never gonna like choose that first, but
This is not supposed to be a controversial show, Todd. Come on.
yeah, why you have to bring politics into it? Come on.
Only
No, I
softballs.
will, that's one thing I will never bring up politics. That's for sure. Favorite president? No, I'm just kidding. Favorite
Right.
childhood
Wow.
cartoon?
Zing.
Favorite childhood cartoon?
Oh my gosh. I don't know. I grew up on all like the Nintendo, like Hey Arnold. Oh, SpongeBob. My family always watched SpongeBob, like the early SpongeBob when it was still kind of mildly inappropriate.
Yes. Love it.
Yeah, that's yep. Okay.
I had
All
a
right.
kid that would come and visit our house just so he could watch it because his parents wouldn't let him watch
Oh
it. So he
no,
would come and camp out in our living room like by himself watching SpongeBob.
not
Okay.
the youth
I
kid,
gotta be
right,
honest.
yeah.
My house is a Disney house, so we did not watch SpongeBob. We watched all the Disney Channel shows and Disney Junior
Yeah.
and all that.
Yeah.
And the Wiggles. The Wiggles were big in our
Oh
house
yeah,
too.
Wiggles.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, they just put out a country album, so you know.
Wait, the Wiggles did?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did, or at least a
Oh,
country
wow.
song. Yeah.
How did I miss
Look,
that?
you have got to add that music to this show, Todd.
It's going to, yeah.
They
I will
did. Look
play-
it up. I saw it very recently.
I
I'll
know
play a
Hannah
whole
brought some
episode
good
of
music
Wiggles
with
music.
her for the show, but we got to add that one, I think.
Wiggles, I'm writing it down right now. Huckleberry Wine and the Wiggles.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
What a combination there. All right, so was there ever a music act you saw when you were younger, like live in person, that made you say, I want to do this? I
Oh
want
my
to play
gosh.
music.
10 out of 10. I never got to see anything live as a kid, but Faith Hill was my like she's from Mississippi. So she's like a big influence anyway. Like,
Are you from Mississippi?
I am, yeah,
I
originally.
didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I'm originally from Mississippi. I moved to Memphis for 5 years, and now I've been in Texas for 10 years. So,
Okay.
yeah, so I've kind of always been, this has kind of been my region. Is Texas is as far as I've gone. But anyway, yeah, I used to look when I was little. I would just look at Faith Hill like on the TV, and I was like, this is like peak. This is it for me. Like this is where I'm headed. So I'm trying to get I'm trying to do her proud. I have thought about like sending her some like fan mail and some like flats merch and being like, look at me, girl. We got
You should tag her in your post.
Because that's what you need to take it to the next level too, is you got to have your celebrity sighting where they're like wearing band merch that people don't know about.
That's
and then
kind
they go
of
find
it. Yeah, I'm gonna send her a shirt or like I have some camo hats. I should send her one.
You have merch for sale? Tell us the website.
We do. I know. I need to get a storefront set up. Dang, man, I should have been more prepared.
Well, I had your domain name ready, but I guess they're gonna have to track you down by DMs.
I know. I haven't set up the merch site on my website yet. I've just been lugging it around to shows.
Old school, like you should. In a
I know. Right? I know. I've definitely like on.
So, are you the merch girl of the band as well? Is that one of the many feathers you had in your hat?
I am the front woman. I am
the front of house.
Yeah, I'm front of house. So I do try to put my daughter on the merch table when she's with us. So
well, that's a good idea.
And she's cute, so she can just be like, buy merch. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Buy this.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
So basically, people have to see you on the road to get the merch right now.
For now.
That makes it exclusive. I like that. You got to get it real.
I know. I think that's it's a good strategy.
All right, let's talk about Willie Nelson's Luck reunion. I know this did this pop up last week, like out of nowhere type of thing, or
sort of like I was trying to get tickets, and I just like wasn't getting lucky, which is like the whole thing. Like you're supposed to like get the luck to actually be able to go. Anyway, so then I saw they were hosting this potluck, which is something they do every year. And it's this fancy schmancy little dinner that they do out there the night before Luck reunion. And I was like, and they're so mysterious about everything. But I was like, I bet if I get tickets to this dinner, they will open up a code for the people that go to it. And I was right. So I was able to buy tickets. But to get to the dinner was really hard. Like I was having like a conniption. I was like, I'm not like, because they sold out, and then like I guess somebody abandoned their cart. So anyway, it was kind of a weird runaround to like get the tickets to the dinner so I could get the tickets to the show. The dinner was like 300 people, and then Willie Nelson performed. So like it was awesome because we were just like right there at the stage to see Willie, because I'd never seen him before. And yeah, so we went to Luck for the first time for the dinner, just for the ranch. The next day, they release the lineup the morning of. Like, who's going to be playing, but you don't know when or what stage. And I think the way they do it is pretty interesting. And now, like, if you go and Google, there's a lot of backlash for this year's because I think they've opened it up to a lot more people. And I think a lot of people were not expecting like they put Charlie Crockett on a stage where only 50 people could see him. And I personally love the idea that you could get lucky enough to see such a huge act on such a small stage. Wasn't going to be me. I wasn't going to wait, but I was happy for other people who were going to wait.
So there was a lot of lines.
Yeah, like the chapel. The chapel is where they put Jesse Wells. Do you know him? He's blowing up. He's like this little folk singer, like this era's like Bob Dylan is what people say.
I wanted to show, this is the
there you go.
This is like the what do they call it? This is the bandana that they had the year that I went into 2017. But it shows, the cool thing about it is it shows like the map kind of the venue, of the layout. So you have like the chapel. Let me try to zoom into this.
Can you explain what because I'm so unfamiliar with stuff, I guess. I live in a
it's like, think of it as a one-day music festival that Willie Nelson
has. But it's in like a village?
Well, it's like it's his ranch, but he's made it like this little tiny town. Like all of these places you see on the map are little buildings that
I think they're like reclaimed.
It's like a facade. Some of them are just like different old buildings. Some of them are facades that they, I think, built just for the event. Maybe
there's like a movie set of a Wild West.
It is like a movie set because there's there's a saloon, there's a chapel, there's a bourbon bar.
So there's different sized venues, basically, and artists that are obviously big names play. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Like the year I was there, I think this year, 2017, when I was there, Leon Bridges was like one of the big, like Hannah saying, like big acts that you can see in a small stage.
Yeah, and even the bigger stages, like we saw Willie Carlisle on like a medium-sized stage, but it wasn't the crush of like a huge music venue. It was like you could wander up to the stage and like enjoy it versus it being like, I don't know. I really appreciated the crowd size, even though I'm hearing from other people that they opened it up to way more people this year, but like to me it's still
since it's been a number of years, I was wondering how much bigger they could make that thing, because when you're out in the middle of the sort of the layout of the whole thing, it started to feel really crowded. That I went twice and it felt like it was getting bigger. And I can't imagine now, because this photo that we're showing is a band that was in the saloon, and it felt like it was a very small space. I mean, it felt like it was like 30 or 40 people in the room,
Yeah, the saloon, and I'm trying to see, it looks like maybe they've changed it a little bit because that looks slightly different than, like, I think they...
Like, this was the chapel, for example. Andrew Combs was in the chapel that year.
Yeah, they had...
And the chapel had, like, little pews. It felt like a tiny, tiny church that you would have in, like, Vegas to get married or something.
No, it totally does. Well, then the morning of this year, they announced that Arcade Fire was playing.
Oh, wow.
And we were like, we're not going to camp out for that all day. But then it got closer to time, and we were like, hey, I think we can, like, get into the saloon and see Arcade Fire. So we did. And there was effectively like almost a riot because they tried to kick everybody out, and some people had been waiting there for
like camping there for the spot.
Like we didn't camp, we just kind of meandered, and we were like, well, I think
right.
So, but a lot of people did.
But people were trying to save their spots, like for the next, like you kind of do that at tech conferences, where if it's a hot room, you just like plant yourself.
You
for the
plant
next speaker.
yourself, and people did, and they didn't tell people that they were going to clear the room, and so people got really mad. I felt really bad for the act before them because first of all, nobody was really paying attention, and then the guy comes out and he's like, "The act you were here that you just saw is the one you were here to see," and in unison, not me, I would never, went, "No, it was not. We were not here to see that guy." Like they were mad.
That's awful.
And so it's just kind of like, I think
for me going to this event, and I wanted to know if this was your like, I just wanted to be there and like soak in the experience of just
that's
like
how I felt.
discovering music. Like a lot of the like, I didn't go there for a specific act. Like Leah, what was it? Shovels and Rope just happened to be there performing. Like I didn't go there to see them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think there was a lot of really cool opportunities. And then like I was joking with Tony, it was kind of like Disneyland, you know, where the characters walk around. Like Willie Carlisle was just wandering around, and like all the people that had already performed, they were just walking around and they were talking to people. I was like, there's not, and like my other thing about some of those smaller stages, I'm like, Charlie Crockett, that man tours more than anybody in the history of touring, maybe besides the Avett brothers. And you can see him on a big stage anytime. So I feel like the way they were trying to design it made sense, but I think the way they've opened it up to so many people, I think they're going to have to maybe organize.
Commerce gets in the way of vibes. That is going back to like fan communities. Like the balance of commerce with vibes is hard.
It totally is. It's yeah.
It is a really neat idea though. Like I don't know how I don't know how honestly I scored tickets to it. Somebody like told me about a secret website. It was very mysterious.
You're lucky because it sounds like you went in like the real like the golden era of Luck Reunion. I personally had a great time, and we did the same. We wandered from stage to stage. We were like, "Oh, who's this? You never heard of that?" Like it was fine. Like I was not stressing it. So
I think that's why the artists. I think the artists are also there to see each other, that is a good, cool kind of vibe.
Also true. Yes, I sense that also. There was a lot of like mingling between the stages and the artists, and then there was like, oh, Jessica Simpson, she was there.
Tell Todd and everybody about that. That blew my mind.
I know. The thing is, one of the stages, I think every year, but this year, it was a surprise guest, and they didn't tell you who it was. And so Tony and I were kind of like floating, and we were like, well, let's just see who the surprise guest is. We don't know who it could be. So we stand there for like 30 minutes. Swift. I know. We were like, and then I thought, oh, maybe it's Sierra Farrell. Like, you know, I was kind of dreaming up who it would be. Jessica Simpson comes out on stage. She's in like this leopard print, like, ooh. She looks, she's in like this whole get up, and she's
like back again, isn't she?
Like, she's saying she has some new original songs, and then she did like these boots are made for walking. I'm trying to think, like it was just really funny because she came out and she gave this whole thing about how she's like sort of back after her divorce and like all these things,
rebooting her life and on stage and off stage.
Yes. Yeah. So she was on a little tour around South by Southwest and out to Luck, and
that's the way to do it, I think. Like if you can impress people in this kind of space in Austin, I think
that tent was packed. I'll tell you. Like,
what was the crowd's reaction to her? Did they reacted well?
Oh yeah, I mean, people I think were almost like, it was kind of like, to me, the way I remember it, a silence. Like, wait, is that Jessica Simpson? And then like I think people kind of warmed up, and like for me, I like remember her as like when I was a teenage girl, she was on like whatever era of her career, and she had like this edible perfume. I don't know if y'all remember that.
Edible perfume? No.
Well, I do remember her like having so many products and becoming like that kind of.
No, it was totally yes. So I think that was her era of having like sunglasses and perfume, and
I like when she had the
like the Target reality show. Or what? I'm making that up, but yeah.
Was that when she had the reality show with what's his name, Nick Lachey?
Oh yeah. I think that was when I was a teenager. That was probably about when that was going on. So yeah, I mean, it was really fun. She looked great. Like she looked like she was having fun. So
well, that's cool.
And she had a wind machine, so her hair was.
Oh wow!
Of course she did.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't she?
Yeah.
So when is Strawberry Flats going to play the Luck Reunion?
Oh my gosh, please put that into the universe. That would be so fun.
There we
It's
go.
in the universe.
Oh, we're putting it out there. We make stuff
It's out
happen
there.
on this show. I don't know
We
if you know
do.
about it, but
Okay.
We do.
I'm here for it. I would love that. I really had a great the energy and the people there that appreciate music and they're there for the right reasons. Yeah, there was a lot to. I'm hoping to go again next year, so we'll
Maybe
see.
you'll get that invite. Maybe you'll
And
be playing next year.
maybe
That'd be cool.
And
you
but
could thank us. You could thank
I
us.
know. I'll bring y'all along. Y'all can be my
I will remember that.
Yeah.
I will be your. I will work for you. I'll be your minion.
Yeah. Be my
Do it.
minion. Yeah.
Make it happen.
Yeah. So
All right, we're putting it out
All
there.
right. Yeah, we are
Heard it
running
here
out of
first.
time. I'm not
All
going
right,
to
let's
be
put
able
it.
to play any songs of yours that you picked for the show,
Oh,
but what I'll
no.
do, this ends up happening every week now because we end up talking for so long. What the songs you picked, I'll do a YouTube playlist of the
Oh, yeah,
songs and post that along with the episode, and people can check out the music. But I'll play a couple songs. I'll play some of your music. I'll play some Wiggles, of course, because we have to. But you picked the music for the episode to play around the interview. So I pick you. I always have the guest pick songs that mean something to them. Do you have your list in front of you?
Yeah. Oh gosh, hold on. I can pull it up.
I have it here if you need
Yeah.
it. I can
Okay.
just run
Yeah.
down
I
for
mean,
you.
I think I remember what I did. I know I did that Broody Brothers song.
Yep, that's the first one.
Oh,
See You Soon by
so
the
good.
Broody Brothers.
Yeah,
Tell
those
me about it.
guys are amazing. So you might have heard that Me, More Cowboy Than You. Have you heard that all over social media? They went viral for
I
it.
don't know.
But these guys have the most beautiful harmonies. And they're brothers. They're like actual brothers. And I found this album, that song, See You Soon. The lyrics, I can't even, I don't even want to, I'll start crying. They are so good. There's this one lyric that's he's basically describing a bunch of young people, I don't know, they're in the water, in a pool or something. And he says, I wonder how many people like me they will employ. So he's hearing just faint things from these young people having the time of their lives. And I just felt I don't know. I'm crossing the threshold of not being the young one anymore. And I feel like I'm in this kind of I don't know. I hear stuff like that and I just get really emotional.
What you're describing sounds to me like another band with brothers and harmonies that we both enjoy, Ryan and I.
Reading the diary, aging,
Yes.
talking about what your life. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, gosh, it's such a beautiful song. And then
This is why I love asking people to give me music because I'm not familiar with them at all. I can't wait to look them up now.
That whole album, listen to the whole thing. It's so good.
I will. All right. You picked Jubilee next by I don't know how to say his name.
Okay,
Jake.
Let's say by Jake.
Jake.
It's Jake Xerxes Fussell.
Nice.
And
that is quite a name.
I know. If you have the chance to see this man in person in live, go. It is you exit planet Earth. It is even my daughter who's 15, we get her tickets even if we don't think she's going to enjoy it because I want her to expand her mind. I'm you're going to go. And she sat there the whole time and she was just her mind was blown. He takes old folk songs and basically makes them new. And he's just so interesting. Now this one, Jubilee, I'm in a wistful mood lately. I don't know what's wrong with me. Maybe it's spring and new beginnings or something, but Jubilee has this vibe to it that just makes me feel so nostalgic and that's a powerful, sometimes very evil emotion, nostalgia, because it's just so present. And so anyway, you have to hear it. You just have to hear it. I can't even do it justice. But Jake Xerxes Fussell hit all of his music. I listen to it all the time.
I am super excited to check these out. Next one you have What's Mine by Stella Prince.
Oh my gosh, Stella Prince. I literally love this girl so much. She is a new little folk singer. Think Joan Baez, little Joni Mitchell. She's just a talented, modern, Gen Z folk singer. And I wouldn't and I don't mean this in an ugly way. It's nothing that's oh my gosh, this is brand new. It's just she captures what you want out of that type of folk singer. And she has this really sweet voice. And I don't know. I think that song in particular, there's this riff that just scratches an itch in my brain. I'm a big fan of guitar riffs, like a good little riff, and I'm sold. So
Love it. All right. Next is How Sad, How Lovely, How Sweet by Connie Converse.
wait, okay, okay, I know we're out of time. Connie Converse disappeared. She was like a musician and she was not known in her time, but in like the 70s, she disappeared and she seemed to have like a lot of mental health issues. And like, I like don't.
It's like murder mystery podcast. Is that what you're
Yeah, yeah. There's like people, if you go on Reddit, there are people who are like passionate about the story.
Okay.
But I just really love to discover artists that were not discovered in their time, even though it's really sad. It's so sad because you're like, wow, this is so good, but they didn't get to they never knew how good
That's
they
what's
were.
wonderful about good art, period,
Yeah,
I think.
yeah. So that's why I love this, Jeff.
All right.
Oh,
And then
Willie Carlisle. Sorry.
we have Van Life by Willie Carlisle.
I'm obsessed with this man. He is like, he makes music for the people. He's another like folk, like very folky guy. He's so talented. We saw him at Luck Reunion. I knew his music and really liked it, but seeing him live, like even Tony, like he is a hard sell these days because he's seen and heard it all. So when he saw Willie Carlisle, like I saw him and he's never on his phone, but he was on his notes app, like furiously typing out each song. Like, I need to go back and listen to this one. I need to go back and listen.
Wow.
And Van Life is kind of a fun commentary on like, he's living in a van, but like now van life is like trendy. And so he's kind of like talking about like, okay, well, I'm doing
not down by the river though.
Yeah, no.
Sorry.
No, it's in like a Walmart.
My brain went there first too. Right?
I know what you yeah. It is very trendy. I was just in Hendersonville last weekend and there were just these big vans that were, good Lord, cost more than my house.
No, they do. They get so like it. Yeah, it's crazy. It's a whole lifestyle.
All right. Well, we are completely out of time here.
I know. Gosh.
I think you win for the longest episode now, longest talk on an episode. So we'll have time to play no music at all, but it's all good. I only have an hour for the show, so we'll get a song or two in maybe. Thank you for coming on. This was a lot of fun.
Thank you.
Strawberry Flats on TikTok. Is that the handle on all your social medias? I know.
Yeah, Strawberry Flats or Strawberry Flats Music. I wasn't able to claim it on everything, but that's how you can find us.
And the website is a work in progress, but strawberryflatsmusic.com. Go check it out. Follow all the social media. Great stuff. Great music. Love your stuff. Have you seen the Avetts brothers in concert? Have you seen them live?
I have not. Now I feel like I have, like, there's no reason for me not to make
You have to.
Good
effort. We're recruiting you now. They're actually playing a couple of shows in Texas coming up.
Yeah, so you have to go and you have to report back and let us know what you think.
Okay, I will.
All right.
I'm on it.
So Hannah Giardino, thank you so much for coming on. This was a lot of fun. Maybe we'll have you back on someday. You could play a song or two for us, something like that.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Take care.
Okay.